Hello from Oracle Park. Mike Yastrzemski just walked it off. Everyone's gone. Giants are on their way to New York. The Seagulls are here. I'm hiding from them, trying not to get hit while I recap what was a very, very strange, wild roller coaster homestand. 4-2 homestand. Three of the wins were walk-offs. Both losses were shutouts. Just up and down the entire time, but ultimately 4-2, a really, really good win on Wednesday to get out of there. And the Giants head back east. They feel good. A tough stretch coming up, and as Mike Yastrzemski said, and something they've been saying around here for a long time, it's going to be a very, very happy flight back to New York. That was an old Angel Pagan line, and yeah, said that was important to him. He wanted a happy flight. If you're going to get one win in the series, do it on the final day and have it be a walk-off splash hit in extra innings. That's about as good as you can get. It was the seventh career splash hit for Yastrzemski. Incredibly, he has three career walk-off splash hits. He has three of the five in franchise history. Barry Bonds and Brandon Crawford have the other two. Also, incredibly, the first walk-off splash hit against a right-handed pitcher in 26 years here at Oracle Park. So those are some numbers. Here are five more that stood out to me over the homestand, just trying to recap everything we saw, the good and the bad, and maybe look ahead at what's coming up. The first one, the lineup, shutout 2 days in a row. It was a little ugly until the sixth inning on Wednesday. The number that stands out to me for those guys is 288. That is their collective on base percentage. That is 26th in the big leagues. So, they're coming up with some big hits. They've gotten some huge home runs. Obviously, Wilmer got one today as well. But just in general, not keeping the line moving as much. And it's easy to see why. I mean, you look at the batting averages, two different numbers there, batting average and on base, but obviously related, you look at the batting averages, those are on the scoreboard. They jump off when you look at them. Lamonte Jr. is hitting 105, Willie Adames 184, Matt Chapman 205, Patrick Bailey 194. I mean, those are key guys. Some of those guys are making up for that, reaching base in other ways and doing damage in other ways. But Wade has just two walks. I think that's something that has really stood out. So that has hurt them offensively. That is something certainly to watch on this road trip. Some good ballparks for hitters, especially if you're a left-handed hitter going into Yankee Stadium. So a chance maybe to get right. But if it felt like it was very slow for 3 days offensively, it was very slow. And it has been at other times during the course of the year as well. So they're coming up with clutch hits. But in general, I think offensively, not where they want to be right now. Another number from Wednesday, 6.92. That is Justin Verlander's ERA. Not what he expected. He was not happy about it after the game. I think, you think after a walk-off like that, he has seen a lot of baseball, and Bob Melvin his phrase was just unlucky. He said Verlander deserved much better. And he did pitch better than his line, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 6 runs total on Wednesday. Pitched much better than that, but he wasn't happy with it. The one thing, the silver lining for him, he said that is the best physically he has felt since 2022. He did throw a pitch at 97.9 miles per hour. So that's very encouraging. Had 11 swinging strikes on his slider. That's also very encouraging. He felt good physically. The results aren't there yet. And, 2 starts on this homestand. He did get knocked out in the third inning one time. The next time, the bullpen's going in the third inning. So he's not happy, but I think he's encouraged that much better days are ahead. We'll see where this goes for him, but he's hopeful physically he can keep doing this for the rest of the season and better results will come. Speaking of big, tall right-handers, Hayden Birdsong, my number for him, five. 5 scoreless innings out of the bullpen for him on this homestand. And really watching him, and maybe it's because the Cincinnati Reds were in the other bullpen, in the other dugout during this series, but watching him on Tuesday night, 3 scoreless innings out of the bullpen, reminded me a little bit of Tim Lincecum in the postseason in 2012. And they're a little similar. I mean, electric stuff, two guys who just don't really care where you throw them. They just want to pitch. They're very laid back. I think that's one thing that's really impressed teammates with Birdsong. He did not win a rotation spot, and he just went, okay, I'm in the bullpen. Let's figure this out. And so far for him, 7 scoreless innings on the year. So a little flashback for me of watching Timmy just come out and go, here's my best stuff. And especially I think when there was a runner on third against him on Tuesday night and he buckled down, got a couple strikeouts, that was pretty impressive. So he has been very impressive early on. He will make a lot of starts for these guys. He's the next man up, and they still view him long term as like a top of the rotation starter. But right now, no spots for him, in part because Landon Roop has pitched very well himself and hasn't done anything to give that job back. But Hayden Birdsong looks comfortable in the bullpen. Next stat, fourth one for you here. Jung-Hoo Lee's OPS, 908. That's very good for anybody, but if you're going to play defense like he does in center field, if you are going to be a spark plug on the bases like he is, you have an OPS like that, you are a star. And I think this was a little bit of a coming out party for him at Oracle Park. It is empty now, but for the last 6 days, you hear the drum beat, you hear the Jung-Hoo Lee chants when he comes up. He has really kind of become the guy. And looking around the stands during games, there are more Lee jerseys, I think, than anybody else the last couple of years in terms of newcomers and guys who are currently on this team. Still a lot of 28s out there, still a lot of 35s, a lot of 40s and 55s, but his jersey has become very popular. And I think you did see a bit of a coming out party, which he just didn't get to do last year. He never fully got going before he got hurt, but he looks like he is ready to take the next step. And look, there's a reason they gave him that huge contract. They believe he's going to be a star in this league. And I think we're starting to see maybe a little bit of that. So that was pretty exciting on this homestand. I think that was something they felt really, really good about. And the last one here, the last number, 0. It's maybe the most surprising number of the year. And one that I think if you look at the last few years, remember the Matt Beatty thing, remember Connor Joe, Michael Reed, all these roster moves at the start of the year that happened with these guys. So far, Giants have had 6-game road trip, 6-game homestand. They have been playing baseball for a couple weeks now. They have made 0 roster moves. Now that might change. We might see on Friday in New York there's somebody new. I'd be a little bit surprised by that, given the way this homestand went. I think certainly over the next couple weeks that will change, but they wanted continuity. Bob Melvin wanted continuity. I think more than anything, Buster Posey wanted continuity. He wanted these guys to feel like you can go out there and make mistakes and you're not going to get benched the next day. Now, there are a couple guys, Tyler Fitzgerald, it's been a little rough for him early on. Remember last year, he got picked off, didn't play for a week, then get sent down to AAA. Not great for the confidence. It wasn't until they brought him back and let him play every day that he really got going. So we'll see what they end up doing as more time passes here. And if Casey Schmidt keeps playing well, maybe he cuts into some of that time at second base. And we'll see how much patience they have at the top of the lineup with those guys struggling. But so far, basically the same lineup they're running out every single day against lefties and righties. They have their lefty lineup, they have their righty lineup. They're using the same guys. Now, some guys get a breather at times, but I think that's the one thing that really has stood out, the continuity. And it's pretty incredible just given what we saw the last few years and going back to 2019. Again, going back to Connor Joe and Michael Reed showing up and starting right away in 2019. That's the way it's been here. You get used to 50, 60, 65 guys playing over the course of the year. So far, 26 guys made the opening to roster. 26 guys have been here for 2 weeks, and they've been very patient. We'll see what happens. Again, 10-game trip, 17 days in a row starting Friday with the baseball game for the Giants. That goes through the Brandon Crawford ceremony back here at Oracle Park against the Rangers late in the month. So at some point, you're going to need pitching help. At some point, injuries are going to hit these guys. At some point, they're going to make changes to the lineup if slumps, last 3-4 weeks instead of 2 weeks. But so far, continuity, and they're feeling good. And as Mike Yastrzemski said today, it's a very close group. It's a group that never believes they're out of a game. A little reminiscent of 2021, and Yaz was part of that team. And he actually said today, this is as much fun as he has ever had playing baseball. And right now, you look at the way the Giants have played, and you look at the way this homestand went, it's hard to blame him.